we good to start now, Maya?
I haven't received the go-ahead yet.
From Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for those of you who are wondering, this is being streamed onto YouTube as well because it doesn't need to be a meeting that is open to the public. So that's what we're waiting for. So if you want to quickly text your friends and family to watch you on YouTube, you can do that.
We are streaming live now, so you can go ahead and start the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. The meeting will come to order.
Can we watch this?
We'll go ahead and do roll call. I'm Erin Odom. I'm the chair. Christine Wiley.
Here.
Nancy.
Here.
Eugene Stewart. Donna Nevdale.
Here.
Kaz Thompson.
Here.
Shelley McGill.
Here.
Julie Nader. And Diane Snyder. Are there any guests? Do we have any guests on?
No, and I don't believe we had any citizen comment submitted.
No.
Okay. Are there any changes to the agenda? If not, then we'll go ahead and move on. And we're going to go ahead and approve the minutes from our last meeting.
Well, and just to step in for a quick moment, we have both the meeting minutes to approve from the February meeting as well as the March meeting.
That's right. Okay.
So I sent both of those out to you if you have those in front of you.
Yep.
And Julie is just arrived. Julie Nader is arriving now.
Okay, perfect. So if you guys want to take time to review those so we can approve them.
And Erin, just so that we can keep it clean, if you can do those one at a time, go ahead and do the February ones and we'll approve those and then we can move on to the March ones instead of approving them together. That would be great.
Okay, I think I only have, I don't know which ones I have. I want to say,
I sent them out one right after.
These are February. I don't think I have March's right in front of me right now, but let me see if I can quickly find them. So do you want me to just run through the notes?
Julie is on now.
What was that?
Julie Nader is on now.
Julie's on.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
So we're looking at the February minutes to approve the February meeting minutes.
Do you want me to go ahead and run through them? Or do you want to just give them a minute to do it?
I don't think you necessarily need to run through them, unless anybody has any questions or clarifications.
Is this the right time to make that small correction on the mission statement that was in the minutes?
From during the last meeting, it was brought up, Julie wanted to make a change to the mission statement that was listed in the February 12th minutes.
Okay.
It's simply making the verbs parallel. So it would mean taking the ED off of recommended. Because what we're trying to say is we're going to identify the two recommend needed services. It's just a matter of taking the ED off recommend. And last time you told me we had to have a full group to be able to vote on it. So I don't know if we can do that today.
We do have a quorum, so we can vote. Is there any further discussion on amending the mission statement to remove the ED from recommend so that the mission statement would now read, the mission of the Senior Advisory Board is to identify the physical, social, financial, intellectual, and mental concerns of the Sherwood community at large and recommend needed services to City Council. Any further discussion on that change?
Can I make a motion to approve that? Or do I need to wait for somebody to do that?
You can request that somebody make a motion.
Can someone make a motion to approve?
I move to approve the mission statement as amended.
Okay.
Somebody want a second?
I second.
That? Perfect. So do I say all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And who was it that seconded?
Me, Kaz.
Thank you, Cass. All right.
Okay. Any other discussion before we move on? So do I motion to approve the minutes
As amended.
as amended?
Second.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, and on to the March minutes.
Okay, which month was that? Because there was a motion to amend the mission statement and then one motion to approve the minutes.
Yeah, that was the February minutes. The mission statement as stated in the February minutes.
Okay, so we still need to approve the March ones.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anybody have a minute? Is there any discussion or suggestions, amendments? Is there a motion to approve the March minutes as is?
I move to approve the March minutes as presented.
Second.
So do we need to do all in favor for that? So that we can move
Yes.
on.
Yeah. All in favor of approving?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor of approving the minutes for March?
Aye.
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 Okay. Sorry, there's a delay, so I'm trying to wait for everybody. And you said, Maya, do we have any citizen comments?
We do not.
We do not. Okay.
So I'm sorry,
then-
can I pause you for just 1 second, Erin? I am going to mute everybody's microphone because we're getting some feedback. So I'm going to mute everybody, and if you go to speak, you will need to unmute your microphone first. But I think everyone will be able to hear a little bit better if we do that, if you're not talking.
Okay, that's a little bit better. I can hear. All right, so if we've approved those, we want to move on to number 5, the agenda discussion resources available to seniors in the Sherwood community.
Was everyone able to receive my email prior with a list of different resources in the Sherwood community? Wonderful. Does anybody have any resources that they've heard of that are COVID specific, perhaps, that have come up during this time that they'd like to share with everyone? Well, hearing none, oh, go ahead.
This is Julie. I'd just like to remind you that the county has books by mail. The county library has books by mail for those who want it free of charge. It's a wonderful service. So that might be important for isolated seniors and those who don't have, not surrounded by books. So anyway, just a reminder about that.
How do people connect with that resource? Is that an online visit or a phone number, you know?
Oh, I do, and it's in a file. Let me see if I can grab it.
Oh, that's fine. If you want to email it to me after the meeting, I'm happy to send that out to everybody.
Okay, I might find it before the end of our meeting. Thanks. I'll mute myself.
So the senior center has been delivering meals to homebound seniors. We've also had meals available for pickup for people. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been getting more and more calls, both now of people who are regulars or have been regulars, and also people that have never been to the center before. A lot of the things that I'm hearing are people are just stopping cooking for themselves, or they're not being able to go to the grocery store and get new food. So they're eating potato chips or canned peaches, and that's it. That's all they eat for the week. So we have a lot of people that are getting tired of having to cook for themselves and are just so grateful to have full meals just arrive on their doorstep. And we are delivering an amount that can stretch to 3 meals for some people, definitely 2 meals for a lot of people. So people are able to have their lunch and their dinner delivered. In March, we closed on the 13th. That was our last day in the building. For the month of March, we had 697 people served. April, 501 people served. In May, so far, we've served 328, which is bringing us on par with our regular numbers that we serve in congregate, as I say, in our dining room. So we're having the same amount of people we're serving in their homes as we are in the center. So it's great to have that resource. Also, the Sherwood Police are doing prescription pickup for people. You can call the Sherwood Police Department, and there's some information to leave as far as your name, prescription, where to pick it up, and so forth, and they will deliver it to your house. So that's a wonderful resource for seniors as well that's local to Sherwood.
The YMCA, we are now a hub for Washington County, so we have someone dedicated to try and bring resources and make them available. We now have, like someone donated 500 masks, so we have people coming up here. So if anybody needs masks, we are open in between 9 till 3, Monday through Friday. We also have toilet paper as well, which was for a while a luxury resource. We have some food that's been donated, and we're hoping that will grow. Our facility actually closed on March 18th, and within 2 days we had online classes. So we now have, for seniors, they can be accessed by anybody. We have a senior class each day at 10:30. Then on a Tuesday at 12:30, we're having the coffee date, and then on a Friday, we have at 2:30, we're having a mocktail hour, so that's open to the community as well. Just try to get a way for people to still keep moving their bodies and to have that social connection.
Wonderful.
We also are planning, we've done 2 virtual lunch and learns, and we've got one coming up on the 26th of May at 12:30, and that will be how to help manage back pain.
Could you give us an update on the police department's connecting with the isolated seniors by phone?
I didn't quite hear you, Julie. What was that?
Could you give us an update on the seniors who are being contacted by the police department by phone, how that's working?
During the COVID crisis, we were delaying the growth of that program, as there are several other programs that are doing calling to seniors through the county. So people have been referred to that, and then I'm also calling a lot of our congregate, our regulars on a weekly basis.
Okay, thanks.
And the YMCA, we are calling our members as well.
Does anyone have any further resources that they would like to share this evening? hearing no callers for that, perhaps we're moving on to the next item on our agenda, which would be council updates.
Council updates, right. And is Renee on or not on?
I don't see that she's on.
Okay.
So Renee's not on, but
other...
I can give a very brief update if you'd like me to. Council has been meeting virtually as well. They've had a few work sessions and had a council meeting last week virtually. So business is continuing on. We will be starting our budget process and have our first budget meeting May 21st, which is a Thursday, and that'll actually be the evening that we're discussing the budget for community services and the senior center. Right now, those are all planned to be virtual meetings as well, so they will be streamed on YouTube, just like this meeting is being streamed, and somebody could go in and watch it. And actually, for a lot of our council meetings, I believe, and for budget meetings, you can typically do that anyways, but that's how we'll make sure that people have an opportunity to participate, since you won't be able to attend in person. But we as a city, all the city services obviously are, all the city facilities, I should say, are closed. We are taking appointments at our building department, so people can make appointments and come in. So work is still happening, even though the counters are closed per se. Public Works, of course, is still working and making sure that things stay kept up. We're working on a reopening plan and making sure that we make modifications to all of the city facilities to put sneeze guards, plexiglass in place, hand sanitizer stations. And we're looking at, when we do open back up, it will probably be limited hours, phasing our employees or staff back into work. It's not as if we're going to be able to just open the doors and be open for 40 hours a week right off the bat. So that is our plan at this point. And as you all know, Washington County is still, has not yet applied for phase one. We may wait until the county goes into phase one, or being a city entity, we don't necessarily have to. Though I will say that even when phase one starts, there will be services that are still very limited, like the library. Most likely that's going to start with some sort of a curbside service. We're not going to just be able to open the building to the general public. But we will start having staff in there being able to process materials and all of that. Is there any questions about that, or kind of how the city is functioning right now?
Maya, what do you expect for the senior center? Do you expect to do any kind of limited things, or are you going to wait much longer for that?
Right. Well, we're waiting to hear, kind of like everybody else, to see what the guidelines will be, but I anticipate it will be quite some time before we're back up to business as usual. The next phase will be appointment or drive up pickups from things from our library, like the books, puzzles, stuff like that, to keep people busy, and then we'll go from there as further guidelines are released from the governor, basically.
Okay.
Is this a good time to share with you about the Washington County Homebound and Caregiver Library Mail Service? I can give you a phone number to call.
Okay, yeah, what is that phone number?
And it is 503-648-9785, and extension 1. Then also there is the state library, where you have to fill out an application. It's online, where you supposedly have to be legally blind, but that's not true. You can get the talking books free of service again, but the doctor has to sign a little application. And the number for the state library is 1-800-452-0292. But both of these services are free. It's very convenient, very easy. The library is where I picked up these brochures, so I'm sure there'll be a run on this by mail thing if, people can't go to the library. It's supposed to be people who are homebound adults or children, elderly with no transport or living in care facilities, severely disabled or chronically ill, and if you're a caregiver of individuals in private homes, care facilities, and adult foster care. So it's really convenient.
Great, thank you.
All right, is there any other business, Maya, that we need to address?
I have none.
Anyone else? If not, it looks like we're coming to the end, and our next meeting is going to be June 10th at 5 p.m. And if there's nothing else, then the meeting is adjourned.